Denmark. I travelled to Denmark for 2 weeks this July. My purpose was to explore. My intention was to explore, but in all regards. Physically, explore the country, get to know its culture, its people, but also to explore myself and my mind, observe my thoughts outside of England. I was hit with many things. In just 2 short weeks, I felt I travelled for 2 months because I learned, saw, heard, and felt so much. Here are some thoughts I gathered. Buckle up. I think that life, intertwined with the universe, is so incredibly beautiful, intricate, and although seemingly unpredictable or volatile for those with thinking minds such as humans, it is actually very simple. Whatever complaints, resistance, or energy we put out with our thoughts or actions is reflected right back at us, one way or another. Us as humans, we are also all mirrors of each other, and you may interpret this thought any way you like. Nature is the universe's art, but it also interestingly follows patterns like maths. Geometric patterns form together to create incredibly stunning pieces. It all just fits. But something that scares me personally a little is that there is so much we humans cannot see, hear, feel, or even just comprehend. We could be living in a singular dimension with millions, billions, or even trillions of other dimensions we have no idea about, happening right now, that we just cannot see. It seems like for as long as we have been able to think, we have been asking these big questions about existence, about death, about where the universe started, how it even came to be. But scientists themselves, even Stephen Hawking, we realize that although we can have theories and we can prove them right, it's not certain. There could always be a chance that we could possibly disprove that theory in an instant. It's like we can never really know the truth as humans. We cannot comprehend it. But at the same time, we keep asking these questions over and over again because we just want some answers. We want to understand and explore these questions no matter what. It's like an obsession that I am also obsessed with. Leading on from that thought, I feel our Earth is a sort of cold world we live in, despite global warming, of course, because most people appear to be living on some kind of autopilot of stress, anxiety, plans for the future, uni, jobs, retirement, overthinking all the time about what others will perceive of us. We find it hard to listen to our own thoughts without distraction, to be alone without technology, or to be alone without another being to distract our minds. To talk to one another and truly listen without judgment or instantly jumping in with our own opinions, whether that be in our minds or out loud, it is also a challenge for most. Even to be kind, without any ulterior motive, seems to be quite rare these days. I cherish these conversations that I have with beings who see our universe and our world without judgments and are able to listen to me, and I listen to them. Even if 2 people don't agree, we can at least try and see it from another side, because there is always more than one side. How can there not be when we are all experiencing life in completely different ways, even if we are in the same situation? Personally, I think our world would be a much better place and a lot more harmonious if we realized that everyone is actually experiencing life very differently to yourself. Maybe sometimes you might experience something quite similar to someone else, but never exactly the same. And if we all took that into account, it probably would be a much more better place, because we'd understand that not everyone thinks the same as us. And to be able to listen to other people's perspectives is a trait that most humans, if not all humans, need to have. And it's good because it's something we can all learn as well. When we are kids, under the ages of 10 or even a little bit above, we believe anything is possible. Well, most of us anyway, as kids, we believe anything is possible, that there is no limits, there's magic everywhere, and there is endless possibilities of what we can do. And then suddenly something switches. It's like one day you wake up and you're just seeing the world differently, and it seems like one day a veil has been lifted from our eyes and our minds, and we suddenly see the world for how it is, a world of disappointments, heartbreak, loss, and realizing we don't have much control or as much opportunity as we'd had once thought as a kid. It's completely the opposite, because in my eyes anything is truly possible. Whether you want to start a business, whether you want to become the next Einstein, whether you want to become someone who goes to a place in the depths of the ocean that no one's ever explored before, all of these things are actually possible. And it's like we put a limiting block on ourselves because of what we're taught in the education system, or taught by our parents, or taught by friends, the media, people around us. It can be any number of things, but it's like we kind of need to find that inner child again and realize that it's not as bad as we think, and that we actually have more control over our choices than we think. And notice how I didn't say control over our lives, because fundamentally we only have control of our minds and the way we perceive the world, but we always have choice that we can make. We are never truly stuck wherever we are, even if we seem that we are very stuck, whether that's in a job that you despise, whether that's in a relationship that is toxic and unfulfilling now, whatever it is that you feel trapped in, I think you have to ask yourself, am I actually trapped within the situation, or is there another choice that I am choosing not to make instead? And I'm not disregarding the situations where you are in danger or genuinely trapped somewhere. I'm just talking about the day-to-day activities and choices of the direction of our lives. And coming back to Denmark, I found that I had many conversations like this. Compared to any other country I have ever travelled to, despite the seemingly closed-off Danish culture, I found if I approached someone, then they would gladly talk, give their perspectives and friendship. I believe that Western culture could take something from Scandinavian ways of communication, education, and also sustainability, of course. Much like I believe that all cultures have some aspect that another culture can learn from. Those are some of my main thoughts that stood out to me on my short but long trip to Denmark. Remember to take everything with a pinch of salt and make up your own mind. I play by heart in this game called life.
time.